All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Guys, today I got another diabetic friendly meal right here. This is some nice, good ground beef inside of some stewed tomatoes. And we're going to jump into this video and I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to get this done. All right, guys, so we got very few ingredients for this recipe right here today. I got me some 8812 ground beef. That's pretty on the lean side. Not going to have a lot of fat inside of this. And I got me some onions, some minced garlic, a couple of eggs, 2 cans of diced tomatoes, and I got me a few tablespoons of flour. And I'm going to be seasoning this up with a little black pepper, a little onion powder, and this this Martin's Nature Seasoning. All right, so first things first, we're going to season this thing up. Come in here with a little black pepper. And guys, this 8812 blend is a pretty good blend. I normally get the 8020, but this is a little bit leaner than that. And then I think you have the 93.7, I believe, is the next, which is pretty lean. And I'm just going to put a little black pepper, a little onion powder in here. And I'm going to use some of this Nature Seasoning right here, which is a blend of seasonings. But you do want to be careful with it because it does have salt in it. So definitely want to be cautious about how much of that you put inside of here. Then I'm going to come in and crack my eggs. I'm going to use these eggs and this flour, guys, to just bring this together, hold this all intact. Now, you could use breadcrumbs if you want, but I'm old school and I always saw my mom use flour, so I just keep using flour. And we're going to get that egg and everything mixed together. All right, once we get that egg mixed in, then we're going to come in and add some flour to it. And this is just regular all-purpose flour. And this is exactly 4 tablespoons of flour. So we'll get that added in. And that's going to hold our patties together really good. 2 eggs, 4 tablespoons of flour, and you should be good to go. Yeah, I'm watching Gunsmoke in the background. Alright, so once we get that flour and that egg all mixed in together, should be just like this right here. You could put your onions and stuff in now if you would like to, but I'm just going to wait and put those in separately. Alright, so once I did that, then I just got my little cookie sheet right here and just made my patties. I thought I was forming them on camera, but I wasn't. But you could just form them in regular circles, or I like to do them in kind of like an oval shape like this. Alright, once we have that, then I just have a little bit of canola oil in the bottom of my pan right here, and we're just going to go ahead and get these patties browned off. I'm not going to cook them all the way through because they are going to sit and simmer inside of that tomato, so we just want to get them browned off on each side. Alright, so after a few minutes, come in and go ahead and give these a flip. That's what we're looking for right there, nice brown color. I'm going to go ahead and get all of these flipped over, let it brown up on the other side. And then I'll come back, brown off my last 2. And then we'll move on to getting our tomatoes and our onions ready to go in. Okay, guys, I am back. We're going to go ahead and get our patties right here out. Get our last 2 in and get those browned off. And as you can see, guys, there's very little fat inside of this pan. That's because we're working with a nice, good, lean piece of ground beef. And we're going to go ahead and get our other 2 in. And once we got those in and browned off, we're going to go ahead and get those out. See, it's still very little fat inside of this pan, and we aren't going to add any more to it. This is going to be perfect just to cook my onions with a little bit. You could add bell peppers or anything else you want to add in here. I only add onions to it. And sometimes bell pepper. I just don't have any bell pepper. We're just going to let our onions cook for a couple of minutes. We're not worrying about getting these completely tender because it's going to simmer inside of our tomatoes. So we're just going to cook those for a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to come in here and add my minced garlic to it. And guys, this minced garlic is starting to grow on me. Normally, I'm not a real big fan of garlic because it can be overpowering, but this minced garlic seems to just have a real nice mellow taste to it, and it doesn't overpower things. So I'm really starting to like using this a little bit more. But we'll just go ahead and get that cooked off, let that cook for a minute or so. And once I get that cooked off for about a minute, I'm going to come in here and add my tomatoes. And this is just diced tomatoes. You could use whole tomatoes if you would like. I'm going to be using 2 of these cans. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is fill the last can with about a half cup of water. Rinse that out and then add that inside of here also. Alright, so once we get that all added, and we'll give it just a little mix. Then I'm going to season this up a little bit. This tomato really doesn't need a lot of seasoning, guys. So I'm not going to be putting like any extra salt or anything in it. Just a little black pepper and a little bit more onion powder. Alright, once we get that added, we're going to give that a mix. And then I am going to add just about a half a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon of sugar inside of here, guys. I always like adding a little sugar to my tomato to cut the acidity of that tomato. So I'm going to put just a little sugar in here. And that's going to be it because we have our meat seasoned pretty good. And once this starts to really simmer and cook down, we're going to get some of the flavors out of that meat inside of here also. So I'm not going to worry about adding any other else kind of salt inside of here or anything. Alright, so once we have it like that, then it's just going to come in here and put our hamburger steaks back down inside of this tomato. That spoon wasn't working for me. That spoon wanted to break my hamburger steaks apart, so I had to go back and get my spatula. I'm just going to get all of these kind of nestled down inside of this tomato and onion. Alright, I got one more to put in. Oh, I got two more to put in here. Alright, last one, smallest one right down in the middle like that. Then we're just going to dump those drippings in here. Alright, and now I'm going to come in with my spoon and just kind of bring some of my tomato and onion up from off of the bottom of the pan so that my hamburger steaks sit nice and flat. And then what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to put it on a nice medium fire, cover it, and I want this to cook for 30 minutes, but I'm going to check my seasonings again after about 15 minutes. Alrighty, so it's been 15 minutes now, and I'm just going to come in, give this a little move around just to see how everything is looking. And it is looking absolutely wonderful. You see that my onions are starting to get nice and tender, but they still can go a little bit longer. So we're going to just come in here now and just give it a little taste just to see how it was. And seasoning was on point, so I covered it back, let it go another 15 minutes. And this is what we have right here, guys. This is absolutely perfect. You see that our liquid has reduced, but it still has a nice amount of liquid in it. I don't like mine to be so filled with liquid. This is absolutely perfect right here. For me, somebody always binging my phone. Some nice good hamburger steaks, stewed tomatoes and onions. That's absolutely wonderful. I'm going to plate this up, guys, and I'm going to give this a taste test. Okay, guys, we're going to just plate this up real quick. We'll get me a couple of these hamburger steaks down on this. You can see you can have this with a little rice. Not going to hurt you. Now, as you don't go overboard with the rice, you will be fine. Just don't go overboard with the rice and you will be fine. And let's get a couple of these hamburger steaks down. Then I'm going to come and spoon a little bit of this tomato over the top. Well, a lot of this tomato over the top because I like a lot of it with mine. We're going to just get that over the top. Just like that. And that's going to be perfect for me. I did add a little bit more, as you can see here. But I'm going to take my thumbnails and my video, guys. Clean off my little table here. Then I'm going to give it a taste test. Alright guys, coming with a real quick taste test here. This is my hamburger steak. Tomatoes, rice, some onions. We're going to jump right into this thing. We're going to get a piece of this hamburger steak right here. Look at how tender that is. So tender. Eggs. And that flour made it nice and tender. Try to get this all up. You guys see that? Looks blurry, but in any case, going in. That made me do a dance, guys. That hamburger is nice and seasoned. Nice and tender. Onions nice and tender. Didn't have to put any salt or anything in that tomato. Just a little sugar, black pepper, onion powder. Alrighty guys, I absolutely enjoyed this meal. Nice, quick, simple meal to bring together. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. And also subscribe to the channel if you are new. I am on the way to 6,000 subscribers, guys. That's absolutely fantastic. Also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch TV. Cooking and Chilling with Kenny. And I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget the hashtag. Just be a blessing to someone. Peace.